네, 이거. 상관없을 것 같아. 올릴게. 네.
Joining us right now, please take a free balloon. Did you get it? Please, the balloon from Chia, because she has too many balloons in her hand. Hold yourself and, twist your lungs and if you're just joining us, please take a balloon. You support the Korean War. Please stay around for the rally. Please stay around for the pictures. We were at the Free Palestine rally earlier. I guess the march has ended. So if you support Free Palestine, if you support the U.S. imperialism ending, please join our rally. U.S. troops have been occupying South Korea since 1945, actually. They, as the Japanese occupation ended, South Korea was occupied by the U.S. The U.S. came in, they lowered the Japanese flag, they raised the American flag. What does that mean? That means they were occupied. They were support free Korea from Palestine.
You have to have a special passport. As an American.
70 years is enough!
70 years is enough!
Korea peace now!
Korea peace now!
70 years is enough!
70 years is enough!
Korea peace now!
Korea peace now!
End the Korean War!
End the Korean War!
Armistice to peace!
Armistice to peace!
End the Korean War!
End the Korean War!
Armistice to peace!
Armistice to peace!
End the Korean War!
End the Korean War!
Korea peace now!
Korea peace now!
What do we want? Korea peace. Okay, what do we want?
Korea peace!
When do we want it?
Right now!
What do we want?
Korea peace!
When do we want it?
Right now!
What do we want?
Korea peace!
When do we want it?
Right now!
What do we want?
Korea peace!
When do we want it?
Right now!
If you're just joining the White House or if you're just coming back from the Palestine march, please take a free balloon. If you you support ending the Korean War? The U.S. peacefully ends the Korean War with North Korea by signing the peace agreement. This is the 70th year of Korean War armistice. An armistice agreement has only temporarily stopped the war. It is not a peace agreement. That is why the U.S. and North Korea is still at a war with each other, and that South Korea and North Korea are still at war with each other. I have relatives in South Korea. We actually have 9 South Korean activists who are visiting here today. They were at the U.S. last week in New York, joining various meetings and submitting their petitions that they have gathered for the last 3 years to various different missions, and they're now here in front of the White House. And standing the Biden and the Korean War. End the Korean War!
End the Korean War!
Biden can do it!
Biden can do it!
Biden should do it!
Biden should do it!
End the Korean War!
End the Korean War!
Biden can do it!
Biden can do it!
Biden should do it!
Biden should do it!
Thank you. So we'll start today's rally with the first speaker, Kim Jong-nam, Reverend Kim from South Korea, one of the 9 South Korean activists currently here in the U.S. for this activism.
All right, let's do that again. Let's go. This is a national anthem of Guinea, Kanaka.
Give a round of applause.
Reverend
Reverend Nam.
This is Guinea, Kanaka.
We are from South Korea. We are Korea Peace Appeal. For 3 years, we have been Korea Peace Appeal campaigning for peace on the Korean Peninsula. Many people don't realize it, but the Korean Peninsula hasn't been officially at war for several years. The Korean Peninsula is under a ceasefire. It's an impact peace. We are just taking a break from war. War can happen at any time. As a hustle, as we are to each other, and as military tensions rise, could happen as soon as tomorrow. War on the Korean Peninsula is due. It's not a good option for either the North or the South Korea. We have come all the way to the United States to let them know that there should be no more war on the Korean Peninsula. We have come to plead, shout, and suggest that peace on the Korean Peninsula is more urgent than ever. The Korean War is not a forgotten war. It is the oldest war involving great powers. We need to end the Korean War. We need to move from an armistice to an end of Korean War. Now more than ever, we need a declaration of an end of war, and we want a peace agreement. The biblical book of Psalm commands us to do just that. Psalm chapter 34, verse 11. Turn from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. Peace is the absence of conflict and antagonism. Peace is a state of understanding, respect, and love. We all want peace. We need peace on the Korean Peninsula now more than ever. Repeat after me, please. Korea peace now!
Korea peace now!
End the Korean War!
End the Korean War!
Korea peace now!
Korea peace now!
End the Korean War!
End the Korean War!
Korea peace now!
Korea peace now!
End the Korean War!
End the Korean War!
Peace on the Korean Peninsula is the beginning of world peace. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing a biblical scripture today on a good Sunday, actually, if you go to the church. Let's do some more chanting. 70 years too long! 70 years too long! 70 years too long! End the Korean War today! End the Korean War today! 70 years is enough! End the Korean War today! Our next speaker from American Friends Services, who have been active on the Korea peace issue for a long time.
Challenging U.S. militarism and working for peace at home and abroad for over 100 years. We have a long history of working with partners in DPRK since 1980, and across that long history, we've seen time and again that militarized responses bring escalation and not security. The Korean Peninsula is no exception. AFSC's North Korea program has worked with cooperative farms and several research institutions to raise food production and implement sustainable agricultural practices. We've organized education and training opportunities for North Korean individuals and agencies. And we've seen through our own lived experience the ways that human connection and humanitarian compassion can build pathways toward dialogue. And dialogue can light the way toward peaceful engagement. If the generations of investment in military buildup on the Korean Peninsula by the U.S. government, as well as governments in the region, could have been directed to the needs of people, the stability and food security of communities, innovation, cooperation, think what could have been accomplished.
That's right.
Literally trillions have been spent hardening our militarized positions. And the opportunity cost of this misinvestment is astounding. But we know here today that all is not lost, and the way is open to change course now.
Yes.
We can decide to end our free fall into the pit of escalation. We can step away from the dangerous game of chicken that we've been engaging in for decades. We can call the bluff of governments, my own included, who parade their arsenals instead of focusing on the well-being of their people. According to our recent polling, 52% of people in the U.S. say the U.S. government should end the Korean War by signing a peace agreement. It's time to end the U.S. ROK joint military drills and provocative shows of force. But we cannot just stop investing in war to bring peace. We have to build peace. And that starts with dialogue and diplomacy, with confidence-building measures, with human connection. And the people in the U.S. do support this shift. We've found in polling time and again that majorities are in favor of the confidence-building measures we all have called for. 68% say the U.S. president should offer to hold meetings with the North Korean leader. 76% believe that the U.S. government should work with North Korea to repatriate remains of U.S. service members left in North Korea after the Korean War. 66% feel that the U.S. government should work to reunite Korean Americans and their North Korean family members. 63% believe the U.S. government should allow charities to deliver humanitarian assistance to the people of North Korea. These are simple things, these are simple numbers, but we have not taken these steps yet. And why are we not taking these steps? Well, in our century of work, we've seen that one of the greatest obstacles to more compassionate national and global policies is this conviction that is against all evidence otherwise, that the act or threat of war or violent force can keep us safe at global, community, or individual levels. On the contrary, the data shows that war fails. Sanctions fail. They do not buy us what we want. So we are in this false narrative that has not served us well. The U.S. has nearly 30,000 troops deployed in the Korean Peninsula, spends tens of billions annually, and what does that buy?
Insecurity.
Insecurity, absolutely. We need to break this cycle because an F-35 cannot address climate change or public health threats. And we're stuck sending military troops to help when natural disasters strike because that's all we have to offer. We've invested only in fear. It's time for the U.S. government to change its investments. It's time to end the 70-year war footing on the Korean Peninsula and take the steps that people in the U.S. already support to build peace. And I'm grateful to be with you standing for that today. Thank you.
Thank you. Round of applause for Director Aura Keniges, American Friends Services. If you're just joining the White House just now, we have free balloons. You can take a balloon with you if you support ending the Korean War. We are here today in front of the White House because we're demanding the U.S. government end the Korean War with North Korea. Many of you may not know that Korean War has not ended. Many of you might have grandparents who were in the Korean War, but how dishonoring that they participated in the Korean, they fought in the Korean War, but the war has never formally ended. It only stopped in a mere armistice, which is currently creating the tension between not just South Korea and North Korea, but the whole region of East Asia. And the U.S. is an enemy to North Korea, and North Korea is an enemy to the U.S. How about we end this 70-year war that many of us don't even know that it's going on? How about we end this fictitious war and start a peace agreement, start the peace process to make that region more peaceful, to make the U.S. more peaceful. Earlier today, many of us were here for the Palestine rally. And if you are coming back, if you just came back from the Palestine march and rally, please join us. I believe South Korea, the entire Korea needs to be freed, as well as Palestine needs to be free. Please join us. Please take a free balloon. We have some balloons that you can actually blow up if you want to exercise your lungs. Take a balloon with you, take two with you, take them home and play at home. Let's do a little bit more chants.
This is the national anthem.
Stop the war drills. Start the peace drills. Stop the war drills. Start the peace drills.
Stop the war drills. Stop the peace drills.
Stop the war drills. Start the peace drills.
Stop the war drills. Start the peace drills.
Stop the war drills. Start the peace drills. 70 years is enough. End the Korean War today. 70 years is enough. Korea peace now. End the Korean War. Armistice to peace. End the Korean War. Armistice to peace. If you're just leaving the White House, please take a balloon. If you support ending the Korean War, the Korean War has been going on for 73 years. Today, this year marks the 70th year of the Korean War armistice. We are here as concerned Korean Americans, as U.S. citizens, as South Korean activists, as concerned local citizens, as people who support peace. So please join our rally. Please support our efforts by taking a balloon, taking a picture, putting it on your social media, hashtag #KoreaPeaceNow, hashtag #EndTheKoreanWar. The next speaker we have, I would like to invite our Korea Peace Now Grassroots Network D.C. chapter member, Kim to speak. now movement. Korea peace now!
Korea peace now!
End the Korean War! Abroad, they're boiling in a water in a glass of water or pot of water. If you keep raising the temperature of the water, the frog won't know until it's too late. That's boiling. Death. This is where we are when it comes to the United States and Korea right now. For too long, for 70 years. The Korean War is older than my father. The Korean War is older than the Queen of England. We've had so many missed opportunities for engagement over 73 years. I lived in China from 2019 to 2022, and when I was there, I had the fortune of being able to go to a North Korean restaurant in Beijing. And I met a server, and we had a very frank conversation about living internationally and what that means. That kind of engagement can happen here in the United States too. If we reach a peace treaty with North Korea, there's no reason why people in the United States and people in both Koreas can't come together, why Korea can't be free. Korea has 1,000 years of united history. And it's absurd that anyone should say it should not be united again. We've had so many anti-war voices in the United States. I think of people like Paul Robeson, people like Coretta Scott King, Langston Hughes, who all opposed the Korean War and linked it to the civil rights struggle because they linked it to decolonization, both here in the United States and in Korea. And we must fight for a decolonized world. We must fight, and it begins with ending the Korean War. Ending the sanctions have killed thousands of Koreans. 4,000 Koreans died from sectoral sanctions. This is the nuclear bomb of sanctions according to Key Park, a doctor who's visited the DPRK 20 times. It's unconscionable that this war is still claiming lives 73 years on, from Eisenhower to Nixon to Clinton to George W. Bush to Donald Trump to Joe Biden. The presidents have threatened North Korea, including with nuclear attack. But Biden can't end the Korean War, and Biden should end the Korean War. We should have a peace agreement today and end war from Korea to Palestine to Somalia. Korea peace now!
Korea peace now!
End the Korean War!
End the Korean War!
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kale. We have a little bit of break right now with the song. Although the original singer and the writer both could not be here. Some of you, I sent the lyrics of the simple, very repetitive lyrics. So let's all listen to it and try to sing along. Very repetitive. Our lifetime and only work on
This is an information of Australia.
won't forever war. We're one. Please first today. 70 years too long. Even one more day. We want peace in Korea. Peace first today. Bring in the peace in our lifetime. No more forever war. We want peace in our time. No turning away. No turning away. No more forever war. We want peace first today. Bring in the peace in our lifetime. No more forever war. We want peace in our time. No turning away. No turning away. No more forever war. We want peace first today. Open up the hope. Open up the hope. Look for that light. Follow it closely. Keep it in sight. Open up the hope. Look for that light. Follow it closely. Keep it in sight. We as one people. We as one people. We as one planet. One planet. We as one people. We as one people. We understand it. We as one people. Become one nation. Crossing the line.
This is a national anthem of Pakistan.
Bring in the peace in our lifetime. No more forever war. We want peace in our time. No turning away. No turning away. No more forever war. We want peace first today. Hey. Woo! Nice song, right? No more forever war. We want peace first today. So next up we have Father Troy with Fairfax Episcopal Church. He wanted to give a 2-minute speech, and he's going to speak in Korean, but I'll summarize the English after he speaks. And if you are just joining the White House right now, we are rallying for ending the Korean War with the permanent peace agreement. We have free balloons you can take if you support ending the Korean War. Yes, the Korean War has not ended. Yes, the U.S. needs to end the Korean War. So if you can please support ending the Korean War, we're here at the White House, asking Biden to end the Korean War. That Biden can and Biden should end the Korean War. Now we have Father Troy from Fairfax Episcopal Church. 최남석 신부님 말씀 주겠습니다.
오늘 우리는 정전 70주년을 맞이해서 정전 70주년 이제 빨리 끝나기를 소망하는 마음으로 이 자리에 모였습니다. 그동안 70년 동안 우리는 너무나 아팠습니다. 너무 힘들었습니다. 우리 서로 그동안 미워하고 서로 죽이고 서로 멀리하고 서로 싸우고 함께 울었습니다. 우리 이제는 더 이상 이러한 아프고 슬프고 어처구니 없는 이런 일이 이제 빨리 끝내야 할 것입니다.
As Koreans, Korean Americans, Koreans who came from Korea, we mourn, we have grief, we have pain, so much pain from this war. Not only from the war itself 70 years ago, but from the separation. There should not be one more day of this pain.
우리는 그동안 보고 싶은 친척들도 볼 수 없었습니다. 아름다운 금강산도 우리는 가볼 수가 없었습니다. 북한에 있는 산새들의 소리도 들을 수가 없었습니다. 우리는 서로 생각이 다르고 뜻이 다르다는 이유로 너무 이렇게 서로 분단되어 있었습니다. 우리의 허리가 잘라져 있는 느낌입니다. 다시 한번 우리는 이제 빨리 정전을 정전으로 바꾸고 빨리 평화를 이루어서 우리가 보고 싶은 산도 가서 보고 북한의 들꽃도 가서 보고 북한의 산수 소리도 가서 듣고 싶고 북한의 형제 자매와 함께 웃으며 이야기하는 세상이 빨리 오기를 원합니다.
We have been separated. We have not been able to visit North Korea. The Mount Kumgang that is supposed to be very beautiful. The yards, the fields of North Korea that we are not able to visit. We should not be in this division anymore. The Korean Peninsula is cut at its waist. And there should be not one more day of the separation, separating the families, separating the visits.
우리는 함께 오고 가고 싶고 함께 물건도 만들어서 교환하고 싶고 또 함께 오고 가면서 맛있는 음식도 나누어 먹고 싶습니다. 이제 우리 빨리 이런 세상에 오기를 위해서 우리 마음 안에 북한에 대한 우리 미움과 또 북한에 대한 우리의 거리를 둔 마음을 빨리 이제 없애고 우리 정부로 하여금 또 미국으로 하여금 빨리 이제 정전에서 평화로 나아갈 수 있기를 미국의 대통령에게 대한민국의 대통령에게 정치하는 사람들에게 강력히 원해야 합니다.
We have to stop hating North Korea. We have to stop the hatred. We have to stop on the differences, stop seeing the differences. We have to demand to the both governments of the U.S. and South Korea that this war should end and that we should start the peace process.
이 시간 또 우리 다 호소해야 할 것이 있는데 저는 종교인으로서 하나님께 우리의 한반도의 평화를 위해서 이 시간 간절히 호소하고 기도합니다. 하나님께서 우리의 기도를 들어주셔서 우리 한반도가 평화의 땅이 되기를 종전이 평화협정으로 바뀌는 은혜가 있기를 기적이 있기를 기쁨이 있기를 우리는 간절히 원합니다. Korea is one. Korea is now peace.
As a religious leader, as a faith, as a believer, as a faith leader, I pray to God that there is no more of the hatred, that there is peace on Korea now. I pray to God, and I pray for happiness of Koreans, and I pray that armistice becomes peace today.
우리 살아있는 동안에 정전이 평화협정으로 저는 바뀌기를 원하고 그렇게 되길 믿습니다. 여러분 믿습니까? 아멘.
Amen. So he said, I believe that we can achieve peace in Korea in our lifetime. Amen. So thank you. Let's give a round of applause to Father Troy with the Episcopal Church in Fairfax. Let's give him a round of applause. 70 years is enough. Korea peace now. 70 years is enough. Korea peace now. End the Korean War. Armistice to peace. End the Korean War. Armistice to peace. End the Korean War. Biden can do it. Biden should do it. Biden can do it. Biden should do it. You support ending the Korean War. You support the U.S. ending the Korean War with North Korea, signing the peace agreement and stopping this armistice agreement, which is only temporary peace agreement, which can always bring war back, can turn the Cold War into hot war. Please take a balloon from us. Please take a picture of our rally, post it on your social media with hashtag End the Korean War, hashtag Korean Peace Now. Please, we have many, many balloons. There are some activists with too many balloons in their hands. Please take a balloon if you would like one. You support ending the Korean War. Take a balloon with you. We now have Minju Kim, who's joining from Bethesda, Maryland. Minju is in 4th grade. He's 9 years old. He wrote a letter to a fellow North Korean friend who he has never seen, a pen pal letter, and asking for his desire for peace. 김민주님, 김민주 학생 4학년이에요. 베테스다에서 직접 친구에게 쓰는 편지를 적어왔습니다. 한번 낭독해 보도록 하겠습니다.
친구들아, 너희 어떻게 지내니? 네가 70년 동안 못 만났는데 나를 알아주지. 너희는 몇 시에 학교에 가니? 너희는 뭐라고 놀까? 그리고 어떤 유튜브를 좋아하니? 나는 축구를 참 좋아해. 너희들도 우리나라 손흥민 선수를 알고 있니? 나는 너희들이랑 축구 경기를 하고 싶어. 언제쯤 우리가 만나서 축구 경기를 할 수 있을까? 빨리 만날 수 있으면 좋겠다. 나는 가끔 우리가 함께 월드컵에 나가는 상상을 해. 사우스 코리아, 노스 코리아로 따로따로가 아닌 하나 된 원코리아로 월드컵에서 우승하는 상상을 해. 난 그 상상이 현실이 될 때까지 열심히 노력해서 훌륭한 축구 선수가 될 거야. 서울에서 기차를 타고 유럽으로 준비하고 하러 가면 얼마나 좋을까. 어서 빨리 평화가 찾아오고 남과 북이 하나가 돼야 친구들을 만날 수 있겠지. 그때까지 건강하게 공부 열심히 하고 잘 지내자. 미국 워싱턴에서 널 지켜보니까. 그리고 여기 계신 여러분 하루라도 빨리 북한 친구들을 만날 수 있게 조금만 더 노력해 주세요. 감사합니다.
멋있어요. 너무 마음이 아파요. So Minju MJ just wrote. He wrote a letter. He read a letter. He wrote to a North Korean child of his age. He said his favorite sport is soccer, and one day he wishes that we go join the World Cup not as North Korean team or South Korean team, but the World Cup as one Korea team. And he asked everybody here at the White House to try a little bit harder to work on this issue so that the Korean War ends and one day he sees his friends in North Korea. So let's try a little bit harder and a little bit louder. Let's do some advocacy a little bit harder so that we end the Korean War for Minju. 70 years is enough! Korea peace now! End the Korean War! Armistice to peace! 전쟁을 끝내고 지금 평화로! 전쟁을 끝내고 지금 평화로! End the Korean War! Korea peace now! What do we want? Korea peace! When do we want it? Right now! What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? End the Korean War! Biden can do it! Biden should do it! If you are just joining the Pennsylvania Avenue, the White House, please feel free to take a balloon. It's a free, we're giving away free balloons if you support ending the Korean War. Maybe you can carry it around all day as you're touring D.C. to let people know that I support ending the Korean War. I support ending any kind of war. I support ending any war that is devastating the people, that is killing people, that is dividing people, that is separating the families, that is using our resources, that should be used for our health care, for our food, our own internal security, not for some fictitious security or some arms race that is creating the pollution, that is creating more tension in everywhere. So if you support ending the Korean War, please take a balloon, carry it around all day long today. Please take a picture, post it on your social media with hashtag end the Korean War, hashtag Korea Peace Now. We now have have time for anybody who wants to speak. 자유 발언 시간인데요. 자유 발언 하시고 싶은 분 있으시면 나와서 자유 발언 하실 수 있습니다. If there's anybody who wants to give a speech, if you're so inspired, or if you just want to say something, if you just want to lead a chant, this is your time. Please come to this area where I am. If you want to give a free speech, as you're preparing for your free speech, if you're just joining the White House, please feel free to take a balloon. We have many more balloons. Take a balloon. If you support ending the Korean War, if you support our movement, please take a picture. Please post it on your social media with hashtag end the Korean War, hashtag Korea Peace Now. We are here today because today or this year marks the 70th year of Korean War armistice. The Korean War has not ended. It only temporarily stops with an armistice agreement. The North Korean government and the U.S. needs to sign a permanent peace agreement in order to stop this war. Unless the peace agreement is signed, there is perpetual tension, military tension on Korean Peninsula, in the East Asia region. You may have an image of North Korea being a rogue state, being an evil leader, being a dictator. Yes, that may be true, but that does not mean we can start the peace agreement with the North Korean regime. We make peace with our adversaries. We don't make peace with people who we are already friends with. But we're saying let's try to make peace. 7 years is enough. It's been 73 years since the Korean War broke out. It's been 7 years since the war temporarily ended. Every year, every time there is a war, there is a tension. Whenever there's a war drill that is taking place, there's always military tension. One mistake can turn this Cold War into a hot war. If you support ending the Korean War, please take a balloon, carry around today, all day in D.C. Please support ending the Korean War. We're asking President Biden to end the Korean War and start the dialogue, start the peace process with North Korea, and bring peace, bring a peaceful settlement in the East Asia region to the Korean Peninsula. So is there anybody who wants to speak, free speech? 자유 발언 하시고 싶은 분 있으세요? If you want to lead a chant, 자유 발언 하시고 싶으신 분, 으쌰으쌰 앞으로 잘해보자. 한국에서 오신 분들 수고하십니다. 발언하시고 싶으신 분 있으시면 나오시면 됩니다. 없으신가요? 네, 오늘은 자유 발언 없으시고. Okay, so now we have not a whole lot of time, but let's march and circle around Pennsylvania Avenue with some chants and continue to give out your balloons. If you have several balloons still in your hands, continue to give out your balloons. Continue to talk to people, engage people. 돌아다니시는 분들과 잠깐 얘기도 해주시고 같이 사진도 찍어주시고 하시겠습니다. 그럼 이쪽으로 승진을 하도록 할게요.
He gave his offering.
take a balloon from one of the activists. If you support ending the Korean War, please take a balloon and carry around the day. Give it to a friend.
Do you want to want one more?
And then 70 years is enough. End the Korean War today. 70 years is enough. End the Korean War. Korea peace now. End the Korean War. Korea peace now. End the Korean War. What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
Right now!
What do we want?
Korea peace!
When do we want it?
Right now!
What do we want?
Korea peace!
When do we want it?
Right now!
End the Korean War.
The Korean War!
Korea peace now.
Korea peace now!
End the Korean War.
End the Korean War!
Biden can do it. Biden should do it. End the Korean War. Biden can do it. Biden should do it. End the Korean War. Biden can do it. Biden should do it. End the Korean War. Biden can do it. Biden should do it. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? If you're just joining the White House, we are here demanding the U.S. government and the 73-year war with North Korea bring peace to Korean Peninsula, bring peace to the East Asia region, and stop the war drills and start the peace drills. We are here, and if you support us ending the Korean War, please take a balloon, carry it around for a day. Please take a balloon and give it to a friend. Maybe you can research on when the Korean War started and why the Korean War hasn't ended and why we are here at the White House, not in front of the South Korean embassy or not in front of the North Korea UN mission. Why we're at the White House demanding the U.S. end the Korean War, because the U.S. does need to end the Korean War. That South Korea and North Korea themselves cannot end this war. It is everyday war, perpetual. Right now, there's South Korean conservative administration leading the South Korean government. The war tension is always rising. He is threatening preemptive strikes, and this is bringing war tension. This is bringing fear to my relatives living in South Korea. This ongoing war is using my tax money to sustain this war, to keep 28,500 U.S. troops in Korea, in South Korea. So we are demanding that 70 years is enough, that Korean War should end today, start the peace process, start the peace drill. 70 years is enough! 70 years is enough! End the Korean War today! There is a ticket that says supporting number 369, which is a legislation in our town. Vibrant Permit, California, member of Congress. Actually have a bill. Or member of Congress. Support our activities by taking pictures, posting it on your social media with hashtag
아니야 아니야.
자 그러면
네. 자. And the Korean War.
Fighting can't do
평화 집회를 마치겠습니다.